Hello guys, welcome back to another market update. As you know, well, yesterday was a holiday in the US and in the UK, so that's why I'm making the video today. Please remember, as usual, this is not financial advice, this is just for educational purposes. And here I'm only showing my own personal views and opinions. And please do make your own research before you embark on any trading adventures. All right, let's go. What do we have here? We have Bitcoin. Bitcoin is having a bullish momentum. So we can see here this nice bullish momentum. So here, when we were here, I said that we would probably come touch this level. Well, we came close. We didn't actually touch it completely. We still have this gap here that we eventually will fill, or probably it will take time to fill up, or never. It might be that we'll never fill it. Well, never say never, but there are some gaps really at the bottom that are not filled yet, but this is quite at the top, so it looks likely that we can come and fill up these gaps, for instance this one and this one, but not now, because now Bitcoin is showing a lot of strength. So we didn't come to touch this level. Instead, we went to touch this other level, upper key level. We even went up to make a new all-time high, then we came down to retest the level, to grab some liquidity, and look at now we are having a positive momentum. Look at this candle, is showing a lot of strength. Last night came down, now it's pushing up again. And here I mark some two important levels. So like in the short term, like if we cross this level and stay above this level, it is likely that we will be in a bullish momentum, and we can probably go and revisit the all-time high or even pass it. And the other situation would be the opposite situation, sorry, would be if we cross down this level, then we would be on a bearish momentum. So we are basically trading this range at the moment. So it looks, as I said, it looks strong because of these wicks. Look at this wick, this other wick. This is showing upward momentum. However, anything can change, and then we can come down and test this level and probably break it to the downside. But at the moment, well, it looks more like the upward move, because we can see that on the, we'll see in a minute, on the other indices. This is because I think there was an announcement yesterday that the tariffs will be postponed. The 50% tariffs will be postponed again for some time, and that is giving a bit of upward or upside momentum to the markets. We have interesting things coming this week, guys, so pay attention, because Thursday, Friday, we have inflation data, jobless claims, GDP data, so it is going to be an important week. So pay attention to that data, because that data can be the catalyst to reverse to the downside, or can be the continuation to the upside. So we have to pay attention to that. So, well, as you can see, well, if Bitcoin is going up, all the other coins altcoins are going up as well. So look at AVAX. AVAX is staying above this key level. ETH is also staying above this level that I mark here, because this is an important like short-term structure. Look how we passed this. We came here, touch exactly twice this line, and then bounce back to the upside. So it's looking that if Bitcoin continues up, then it looks like Ethereum can come to this line and touch this key level in the 2860 approx. Right, so well, XRP, I know you guys, some of you guys trade XRP, so we've been range bound here. And XRP, well, at the moment it is in the middle of the range. So a lot of people say don't trade when you are in the middle of the range. So it is, even though Bitcoin is looking strong, XRP is not looking so strong. It's staying here in the middle of the range. You can probably even draw here a box and say, well, this is the middle of the range, and we are staying here in this area. So neither we are going up, neither we are going down. So we are just staying here, and it's not decided. If decides to go up pulled up by Bitcoin momentum, then it would be a nice opportunity to go long. However, if Bitcoin decides to go down, then it looks like XRP will suffer, because look, XRP among all these alts is the only one in negative at the moment. Right, let's go quickly to the markets. So as I said, the markets are experiencing an upward momentum. So for instance, look, the Dow Jones came here, retest this level, and managed to stay above this level. So it didn't go down, just printed a wick here. And now it's looking for this top. Look at this top here. We touched this top again. So now it's probably gonna see if it manages to get to this top, or it stays here and then goes down, or if definitely goes up and passes this top. If we clear this top, then we will be definitely on a bullish situation. The US 500 is looking a bit more positive. For instance, we passed this key level. I didn't even put a double line here because it was an important level. We passed this previous top. Look at this previous top. We passed this previous top as the same as the US 30 came, just only printed a wick and then recovered. So it means that the US 500, the S&P 500, is finding a lot of upward momentum, is finding a lot of strength, and is staying up. It still needs to pass this peak to be definitely bullish, but at the moment looks quite strong, unless there is a shift according to the data that I mentioned before at the end of this week, Thursday and Friday. Then if we go down to this level and then come down here, then we will be on a bearish situation. Look at the US 2000, the Russell is the same, is staying above this level and looking to go up to touch this important level here. This is really an important level for the Russell. Look at this, is a top, this is another top, another top, another top. So we have more than 4 touches here, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches here. So we are trying to go up again. In 5 occasions, we haven't managed to go up this level. So this is becoming a very serious, important resistance. So if we don't go and if we don't pass this resistance, then it's a really sign of weakness, sign of weakness for the US 2000, and then it will signal that we want to go down. The US tech, the Nasdaq, this is also showing a lot of strength. It easily passed this peak, so it even found support here, passed this support resistance level, this key level, and then came down to almost touch it, didn't touch it, but found support again, and now we are trying to pass this important trend line, which it looks like it might go up, even would probably make a false breakup and then come down, or have continuation. So the US Nasdaq, the US tech, is looking quite strong because all of the positive news about the AI. Google in the previous week had its important event where it showed its new trends on AI. Nvidia is also having positive news, and we are also going to have, I think this week, we can check here, I think we're going to have this week earnings report. Yes, look, we have earnings report on the 28th, so it is coming tomorrow. We have the report for the earnings report for Nvidia, and that will move the markets again. So you can see, for instance, here that Nvidia at the moment in pre-market is already going up. So we have here this important resistance level, support resistance level, and then we is looking that we came down, but now we are jumping up again, up this level, and see if we manage to stay above this. This will depend definitely on the on the earnings report that we're going to have tomorrow. So if the earnings are positive, this can probably catapult us to the upside, really high levels. Or on the other, conversely, if this is really bad, then we will come down here to fill in these gaps. So we have to pay attention to that. So that's why I'm saying this week is going to be a very volatile week. Sorry. All right, let's go quickly to, so we check the Nasdaq that we are saying that is positive. Now let's check quickly the metals. So what's going on with the gold? Gold is falling. I printed here the two important trend lines for gold. This is a long-term trend line that we have here since April. We started to come up here, then we respected this trend line. Now we are respecting this downward trend line, so we are coming down here. The dollar is looking, the DXY, we can see in a minute, the DXY is looking a bit stronger. So we came down to this key level, but we crossed this key level to the downside. Then we found support here around this other area, and now we are going up to see if we retest this level and come down, or retest this level and come up. So, and this impulse, this short impulse that the DXY is moving the gold on the opposite direction. So we can see here, well, as we can see here, probably let me print this for you guys. As you can see here, you have this trend line here, and this is also forming this trend line here for the DXY. So we are forming the same triangle that we are forming on gold. We are forming the opposite triangle on the DXY. So we have here the gold with the same triangle but going down. So we see if DXY breaks to the upside, then gold will break to the downside, because remember that they move in opposite directions. They move in opposite directions, obviously, because they are priced in the other currency. For instance, the gold is priced against the US dollar. So if the US dollar goes up, then the gold goes down. So here we have an important gap. What I can see here is that we have this important gap. I can probably make it clear like this. So we have this important gap. So it looks like gold at least can come and fill in this gap or part of this gap if the dollar trend continues a bit to the upside. If it breaks really to the upside, then gold will come, touch this key level again, and probably break this level. But that is long term, well, not long. So that might come in the next days or weeks. So in the short term, we are just looking for a small retracement to these levels. So we already, well, we'll try to make this short. We already checked some of the important stocks. Let's check some others. So for instance, here we have Apple again jumping back above this key level. So AMD is also jumping, not managing to pass this level, but we'll see today how the market goes. And the same is for Amazon. Amazon is also staying above this key level, jumping back. Google, as I said, had a very positive week last week. It came up to this level, then came down in the previous 2 days, trading days, I mean, because it was the weekend and the holiday in the middle. But now we are jumping back above this key level. So we'll see if we manage to stay above this key level or not. Intel is also going in a positive move, and Meta as well is going to be positive. Microsoft as well is going to be positive, although Microsoft has this huge gap here to fill, but it might not happen in the near future, because look, we are very close to all-time high for Microsoft. So at the moment everything is looking positive. So that is I think the big highlights at the moment. But however, be careful for the data coming out by the end of this week, Thursday and Friday. And I think that's everything for this summary, for this week's report. Remember to stay alert to the news, because we are currently trading according to news, because one day comes tariffs, the next day comes a more like a exemption period for tariffs. So we have to see all these things as they develop. All right, So thank you very much for watching and see you in the next one.